I muted?
Good job.
I am proud of you.
Literally waited all that time in silence, and you muted yourself.
Yep.
You didn't wait in silence at all. Well, you did. You muted your mic. I could see you had. The other two didn't. You lot were just doing silly dances. Yeah.
Sorry, I literally in that little countdown had an achievement pop that is the last achievement for a fucking game I've been trying to get.
Congratulations.
I'm proud of you.
Well, thank you very much. Good morning, good evening, good night, whatever the hell time it is for you. Hello, greetings. We're trying this one more time. Basically, welcome to the second episode of the C.O.G Cast, where four idiots talk about whatever the hell they want to talk about. Probably games, probably life, music, I don't know. So, and yeah, we are going to be influenced by you lot in the chat. So, I am Ferris Gorilla. I have with me, as always, the amazing Runlet. Hello, sir.
Hello.
Thank you for Friday night.
Thank you. It was very, very enjoyable.
You made your Primordial Radio Twitch debut, didn't you?
I did. And I didn't break too much.
You didn't. The channel is still live. We haven't got it banned. So, and we got a thank you. So, I'm going to put that down as a win. So, yeah,
yes.
That was brilliant fun. The usual host of Primordial Radio on a Friday night, Dewsbury, couldn't make it. So, yeah, me and Runlet were invited to do a DJ set and talk complete and utter crap, including hedge porn, for several hours. So, yeah, thank you anyone that joined us. And, yeah, if you don't know about Primordial Radio, please go and check them out. primordialradio.com. There, I got it right this time.
You said it right. I'm proud of you. That took long enough the first night. I tried to load up that website you gave everybody, and it just was stuck on a loading screen.
Well, I'm sorry that primordialradio.com doesn't work.
Oh, my.
Slip of the tongue.
Only fans for PR DJs.
Yes. Intimate pictures of Ted and Dewsbury. So, yeah. Just let that fester in your mind for a little while. We also have a Bunny with us. How are you, dear sir?
I'm good. I've moved my camera.
You have an interest.
There's no balloon background. It's now like
cool shit.
Stuff.
It's a lot of Halo books.
It is, and I see.
That's not even all of them.
No,
that's not all of the ones that have been released anyway.
That is a small fraction.
That's the Halo stuff, and then there's the Star Wars stuff, and then there's general science fiction, including some Discworld, which is most of that shelf, and then more science fiction. I like science fiction.
Couldn't tell.
Yeah, it's something we never knew about you, and things we don't know about people. Kingsy, what do we not know about you, dear sir?
Many, many things, and you're never going to find them out, so deal with it.
Oh.
No, nothing new. I haven't got a new camera. It's in the same place it was last week. I'm pretty boring, to be honest with you.
Yes, but there is something very interesting about you. Your playoff beard seems to be growing more.
Yeah, because the Oilers have actually managed to make it through the first round, unlike a certain.
I know, congratulations. What? Okay, why are my sound alerts still on? They should be turned off. God, I have a button. I have a button here that should mute all sound alerts, and no, it hasn't worked.
Go into the software and do it yourself. Don't rely on the silly button.
But the silly button is connected directly to the software. So
yeah, but the silly button obviously doesn't work because it didn't work last week either.
But I didn't have the button last week. I did the software last week. So yeah, deal with it.
Not good enough.
Deal with it. We'll figure it out on the third one. Yeah, are you referring to the Maple Leafs or are you referring to the Boston Bruins, considering they're both out?
Well, which team loses every year in the first round?
That would be the Leafs.
That would be the.
That's the thing. As a supporter of the Bruins, don't mind leaving the first round, because at least the Leafs don't make it out either.
No.
Do you know what though? Like, give them the due. Like, it went to the 7th game for Bruins this year. Like,
it did.
They didn't back fucking down at all, and then it all went tits up in that first period.
I haven't caught much of any hockey at all this year, just bits and pieces as I've gone through, and the team's been kind of hammered to fuck. for a lot of the season.
Oh yeah, you've had Boston Bruins have had injuries. You've had suspensions because, well, you always do. I mean, that's what happens if you have Brad Marchand in your team. But no, I think one of the biggest problems for the Bruins this year was Tuukka Rask. I mean, you start the season, Rask gets injured, pretty severe injury at that. Your goaltending status is up in the air for a few weeks. In comes Jeremy Swayman, plays out of his skin, and it's a case of, right, yes, when Tuukka Rask comes back, we're going to have Rask and Swayman. That is a hell of a goalie lineup.
About that.
Tuukka Rask comes back for, what was it, 2 games?
Yeah.
Maybe 3, and unfortunately, the legend that is Tuukka Rask decides that he can no longer do this and has to retire there and then.
Yeah,
which
he's not
obviously
the only one this year.
Yeah, it's obviously going to knock your confidence massively because it's like United losing, say, Schmeichel back in the 90s. Suddenly a case of, oh shit, that beast of a goaltender is no longer behind us. Oh, what are we gonna do?
Yeah.
Yeah, although I'm glad you said the 90s, because if you just said if Man United losing a player, it doesn't really mean anything right now, does it? Because they're rubbish. But
this was us in the pub last night watching the game on my mate's phone.
Nice.
So, 2 things. First of all, heavily rumoured, not yet announced, but Bergeron's contract ran out this year.
Yes.
The man has given so much of his body to that team. I don't think he's going to be back.
Ooh, that'll be a big one.
Yeah, it depends.
The way that some of the team are talking in the interviews and stuff, it sounds like he may be hanging it up.
Possibly. He's taken a lot of injuries over the years and what have you. But I mean, Boston, you had a good season and you came up against Carolina Hurricanes, who under Rod Brendamore is a fantastic
I'm
team.
not sad about that. I actually really enjoy the Canes.
Yeah, and Jordan Staal, as always, playing at home, he is an absolute beast. But on to the Leafs, because we've got to mock them. Did you know the Leafs have set a new record this year? They are the first team in the history of the NHL, the NBA, and Major League Baseball to lose 5 Game 7s in the first round of the playoffs. No other team in the history of those 3 major sports have done it 5 years on the trot, have lost Game 7s.
Proud.
And also, that drought of not being able to get out of the first round, if it was a person, you would legally in the UK now be able to take that person out for a drink, because it's now been 18 years since they got out of the first round of the Stanley Cup playoffs. And for anyone who doesn't know ice hockey, the Toronto Maple Leafs are one of the major teams. Major teams.
They have, I think, the highest revenue of a team in Canada.
In Canada, yes. In the entire league, that's the Rangers.
Yeah, but it's in Canada. It is the big team.
Yeah.
Like, they generate huge amounts. What is it? They've got 30 million tied up on their top line.
Something like that.
You don't really know it, though. You don't really know ice hockey. All you need to know is that the Leafs are the biggest choke jobs compared to basically Tottenham Hotspur in the Premier League, basically.
Pretty much.
Not really a Premier League person, but weren't Liverpool the ones who just constantly fucked it up towards the end?
Yes.
For ages, until they finally fucking succeeded.
Yeah.
Still won silverware, though, so it's fine.
Yeah. The Leafs have won nothing.
But that's the thing, is like Liverpool would cock up the Premiership, but then they'd get other good shit. Toronto just fuck it all up.
Oh yeah, they
only have one thing and they fuck it.
Yeah, and I feel
Man U's about right, Fornado. Yeah, Man U's about right now. Basically, the biggest bottle jobs you'll ever see in your life.
Yeah, I'm torn at the moment. I do feel bad for the Leafs. Most of the time, the Leaf team has been diabolical or shambolic, and it's a case of no, you shouldn't do anything. But the Leaf fan base always expects them to, and they get so close and choke. This year, they put in a hell of a series against the Lightning. Hell of a series. They arguably do deserve to be in the next round, but once again, they choked, so I get to rub this in my brother's face in a couple of months.
So, I have to relate this story because it's fantastic. Years ago, my brother worked at an Irish pub in Cambridge, and I cannot remember the exact year. Mm-hmm. But it was round 1. It was game 7. I think it's possibly 2009 or 2012. I cannot remember. But the Leafs were up 4-1 going into the third period. And there was a guy in the pub in a Leafs shirt. And my brother was like, this guy's clearly enjoying himself. I'm supposed to shut the pub, but you know what, man? I'll keep it open so we can watch the end of this game. Brilliant, excellent. And as the period went on, it went from 4-1 to 4-2 to 4-3 to 4-4. Goes into overtime, and they lose.
Yep, that is the Leafs.
That poor guy. That poor guy. The guy behind the bar did him a kindness. What seemed to be a kindness, letting him stay up a bit and stay in the pub and drink and celebrate. And it did not go well for him.
And the thing is, that's the hallmark of the Leafs.
Yeah,
I think it's 4 times this season they've had a 4-1 lead going into the third period, and they've ended up losing the game. They've won for 40 minutes, because the game of ice hockey is 60 minutes, and they've thrown it all away in 20 minutes. They're just fantastic.
And
so good. So good.
I'm assuming that's Phil. They're called Tornado.
It is Thorn. It is Tornado.
Yeah, saying that must be the White Swan. Yes, it was. It was the White Swan in Cambridge. My brother worked there for a couple of years while at uni. Working for his boss Philly.
He's Bosch?
And his boss Philly.
Bosch, it's a big washing machine.
Yeah. But it was it's just that poor guy.
Right, should we say hello to some of the people in the chat that are joining us live? If you listen to the audio version, which we're not releasing yet, we've got one more episode, and then we're going to release all 3 at once, just so there is some more crap content for you to listen to. You can join us every other Sunday live on Twitch, currently on my channel, Ferris Gorilla, but we're probably going to move it around to sort of share the love, because otherwise I get all the attention, and that's not how this works. It's not how this works. You don't want it, Kingsy?
No, because I'll break it.
You can't break it. You press buttons. It's easy. We have Tornado.
You broke it already today.
Shut up.
Well, he's not wrong.
He's also not right. He's a Kingsy. Kingsies are never right. We've got the Tornado, we have Monkey Thief, we have Jed Boy, we have Cool Tamar, we've got Grumpy Pete, we have Wiggle Twat. Good evening, all of you beautiful bastards. I'm awake. Do I get a sticker? Yes, you do. Especially seeing as we actually just became friends on Facebook today, because both of us thought that we were already friends on Facebook, and it took one of us eventually to realise that we weren't. So, well done for that one. You get 2 stickers. So, who else we got? We got Edge. Thank you for subscribing, my friend. We have Iris. Hello, Iris. Well, this is the first time I've seen Ferris Gorilla on since I've been back. How are you, good sir? I am doing very, very well. Very well. So, Iris, I take it you've now left Spoil Engine. So, sad times, but I wish you all the best with your solo projects. We have Bloody Rando. Hello. So, how's the hedge porn today? I don't know. I haven't seen any hedge porn for a while.
Since like the 90s.
Yeah. And we have Mandrill the Red. Hello. So, yes. So, right.
We've got a Wiggle Twat as well.
Yes, I did say Wiggle Twat. Wiggle Twat is the person I became friends with today.
So, I feel like all the hedge porn stuff, we should just leave that alone. Yeah,
if you want to know more, you're just going to have to wait, because I'm sure that's going to come up on Primordial at some point. So, I'm sure of it. So, you're not being friends with Wiggle Twat until today. Reminds me of the fact you said that we hadn't met before. We did last year at the AGM. Yes, but there was alcohol involved, sir. So, yeah. And I forget things very, very easily. Right. Who wants to kick this off? Who has anything they particularly want to talk about today? And that's what was good. That's what
silence goes across the room.
That's what I was expecting. I was just waiting for the tumbleweed to magically appear on the screen and just roll across.
Sorry, I'm hungover.
I was just making sure nobody else steps in. And then I said Moon Knight was good, and you all talked over me.
I'm gonna
keep talking over him.
I'm gonna say Moon Knight was not good.
Why was Moon Knight not good?
It didn't ever really grab me, and I think I know the problem with it. The problem with it is Moon Knight is the first Marvel character that hasn't had a film. All the backstory they're trying to cram into 6 episodes. And they didn't even... But technically, they haven't even finished fleshing out the main character. As if you see in the final episode, in the final scene, there's still more to come. And
that's the thing with Moon Knight is it's never all there. Like, we're talking many moons of comics. Many moons.
But
he's still not like because he's not one. He is one person, but he is many people in that one person. So you never get the definitive sort of this is the end of the origin story or whatever.
Yeah, but the problem is that they've been trying to give the backstory for this character, and they really haven't had enough time because they've been trying to do the backstory, set up the world that this character is set in. Because yes, it's in the MCU, but it's in a separate bit, and trying to give us action and other bits. And I feel it just hasn't quite worked.
So 6 45-minute episodes have not given enough time that an hour and a half film would have given.
With the pacing. Because you have to remember, with the pacing, they sort of start off slow or very quick, and then they go up and down, rather than just giving you a whole load. They're trying to introduce so much in one go.
I think you missed the point entirely of the series then, sir.
I'm not alone, though. Yes, the character is very good, and it does have potential. Although, apparently, I can't remember the name of the guy who played Moon Knight.
Oscar Isaac.
Thank you. He's not coming back. Apparently, he does not want to come back. So, yeah, this came out a little while ago. He doesn't want to do it again. So, I just... Out of all the Marvel entries, I would say it's the weakest to date. Bits of it were good.
I think you are horrendously wrong, sir.
And I knew you would.
Horrendously wrong.
I knew you would be.
Because... if we want to go, are we covering the entire Marvel franchises, or are we just covering the stuff released by Marvel? Because if we're covering the entire Marvel franchise, Morbius.
Haven't seen it yet.
If you ignore the Sony stuff.
Yep, take Sony out.
Iron Fist, yeah.
Iron Fist I actually quite liked.
Iron Fist was fucking terrible.
Season 1 was not good.
It was not good.
Season 2 was better.
Yeah,
but season 1 was not good.
Yeah, season 1 was awful. You had to really grind your way through it.
Whereas Moon Knight wasn't a grind. It was just a very, very well-paced series.
Well, you told me I had to go and watch the last 4 episodes before this podcast 2 weeks ago. It took me 3 attempts because I kept falling asleep.
That's because you have no taste, and we've discussed this many times.
This is why I'm friends with you, because I have no taste.
Yeah. I bring the taste, and you bring the lack of it.
Yeah, no, it just didn't grab me. Bits of it were good. Bits of it were very, very good. Oscar Isaac, I think he did brilliantly playing his character. Brilliantly, but it was just really lacking that hook for me personally. So, yeah, I knew we'd disagree. I knew we would.
That's
I very much enjoyed
Star Wars, so
I really enjoyed Moon Knight and what it did. I also enjoyed that they dropped a couple of slightly memey things from Moon Knight in there that were quite hilarious. And we have Blade coming, and we have Moon Knight. So I really, really hope we get some of the fake panels added in. Because there are fake Moon Knight panels that are just fucking hilarious. And one of my favourite is of Moon Knight walking into a castle and saying, "I know you're in here, Dracula, you fucking nerd, where's my money?" And it's just... I want that. I want Oscar Isaac to say that.
I just want more of this obscure Marvel stuff. Like, everybody knows Iron Man and everybody knows Thor to bits. And I'm enjoying the fact that they're now exploring the lesser-known characters. Like, I want a Black Bolt series and all the joys that comes with that. And eventually building up to sort of either something ridiculous like Deadpool kills the Marvel Universe or World War Hulk, like, done properly.
Yeah, that would be interesting, and it's going to be interesting to see where they go. But it does look like looks like I am outvoted. In the chat. So yeah, I'm going to admit I'm wrong. Moon Knight is fantastic. You should go sit there and watch it.
It did also.
Somebody clip that, please. Just that I am wrong bit.
Yeah, I am wrong. There you go. Happy? I am happy to admit when I'm wrong. You know this.
The other thing as well, as we're watching through Moon Knight, I'm like, man, this is really cool. I'm really enjoying all this Egypt stuff. I should play Assassin's Creed Origins again. So I reinstalled it because I was like, I've got a few achievements to clean up. I'd like to, get them done. I don't think I ever completed the DLC where you go into the Duat.
Yeah.
And so I thought, okay, yeah, I'll do that. And like I said, literally as this is counting down, there's an achievement where you run around in the desert until bugs appear from the sky. And it's a random hallucination. So you have to run around in that desert for ages. And it literally popped like 30 seconds before we went live. So I thought, cool, I'll just hold forward on the stick. And then when we go live, I'll just turn it off. It'll be fine. That's it. Last achievement. Deleted from my Xbox. Time to play Odyssey.
You'll enjoy Odyssey. Odyssey is a good game. I personally haven't played it. I haven't played the most recent Assassins because there's no point for me playing them because Laura sits there and plays them, so I get to watch all of them. So I'm playing it by proxy. And I'm sorry, I just love the Assassin's Creed game. Just because she was running around with a giant swordfish as her main weapon for pretty much most of the game because it was pretty much the best weapon. So thank you, Mandrill, for clipping that. Yeah,
and
loads of people and Kingsy as well.
As part of the thing, you got to do the tour, discovery tour thing they did to earn some achievements.
Yep.
So I was just blitzing through it, and I didn't realise how important beer was to the Egyptians.
Oh, very.
Yeah, very.
Like where it pops up, and it's like, so for their wages, these people were paid in bread and beer.
Yes. How else do you think? Oh. How else do you think
wages were just bread and beer?
How do you think they got
nothing else?
How do you think they got the pyramids built? They got everyone blind drunk and thought it would be a really good idea to build this massive structure, and they just kept them pissed the whole time. That's how they managed to get them to move these massive stones.
And they've got this, which is apparently. So there was an Egyptian god mentioned called Tenenet, and I tried to find it, couldn't find it. I thought, fuck. They got this wrong. How have they got this wrong? This is Ubisoft. They don't get shit wrong, but fuck them if they're wrong. And ended up finding a page of deities of wine and beer. Turns out there's 3 Egyptian gods. There are 3 Egyptian gods for beer because they don't fuck around when it comes to their gods. And so they were 1/3 correct. They didn't mention the other 2. Also,
they were still correct, weren't they, buddy? They were still correct.
Apparently, though, Tenenet isn't just the goddess of beer. She's the goddess of childbirth and beer.
Well, yes, the 2 go hand in hand. Look, I have 3 children. There you go.
I love the idea of it. What's she the goddess of? Well, we get drunk and fuck. That's the goddess. She's the goddess of getting drunk and fucking.
Exactly, Mandrill.
What you're telling me is that Ubisoft put the best god of drinking.
Yeah, apparently yes. Apparently yes, she is the best of the 3.
Mandrill saying until water purification was a thing, beer was safer to drink than water. I mean, he's not wrong. You're not wrong, mate.
Because of the alcohol content in it.
Yeah. You're not.
And that's why when everyone goes on holiday, they always drink beer and not water because it's safer. You never know, do you?
Yeah, and I can speak from experience. Yeah, don't drink from the tap in some countries. I made that fatal mistake. I was in Turkey. I was a young lad. It was hotter than hell. I woke up in the middle of the night, half asleep. Didn't even think. Just went into the bathroom. The next 2 days were not pleasant for me at all. Oh, that was... Yeah, I am never, ever making that mistake again. Oh, yeah.
Henry Rollins talks about that in his book, how they go to Russia, and the second time they go, they don't pay attention to the bottled water and just go straight from the tap water, and they're all ill for like a week.
Yeah. Oh, thank you, Jadkin, for subscribing. This sodding button doesn't want to work. Yeah. I'm going to stop ranting and raving about that now. So, yes, no, if you ever go to a foreign country and they say don't drink from the tap water, yeah, don't drink some tap water. It's not worth it. I'll admit, I lost a whole lot of weight in those 2 days. Very, very rapidly, but...
Oh, the water diet.
Oh, yeah. Oh, it's effective. It's effective, but...
It's definitely a liquid diet.
Water in, water out. That's what I'm going to say.
Oh, dear. Need to watch the ice too. Yes, you do need to watch the ice as well. Oh, so you've been playing Assassin's Creed then, Bunny? Been enjoying them?
Yeah, I literally just cleared Origins, going to move on to Odyssey.
I'll
eventually get to Valhalla.
Laura will as well. She's had it since Christmas and she still hasn't played it.
One thing I'm excited for is finding out if Thanet is actually there.
Oh yes, you and your obsession.
It's Thanet, where I live, is kind of important when it comes to Vikings in the UK. It's where Hengist and Horska landed. They were the first Vikings to land here, were Hengist and Horska. Like, around the coast from me, there's a Viking longboat that was gifted to us by Norway as a commemoration of Hengist and Horska landing here. So, like, if it isn't in the game, I'm gonna be pissed.
Can't remember.
Has anyone...
So going to work next week, he's like, quick, put it in the game. Patch it in.
Yeah, I caught sight of the map, and where Thanet's meant to be looks really fucking weird, so I'm like, I kind of hope it's there. Didn't look like there was an island where there's meant to be an island.
Well, speaking of games, someone said to me that Duke Nukem has been leaked. An old one.
The original Duke Nukem Forever, apparently, as the source code and the game itself, or what was left of the game, has appeared and is downloadable, and modders are currently trying to rebuild what it should have been. And even in its horrendously broken state, all the comments have pretty much been, "This is better than Duke Nukem Forever."
It's the E3 demo that they put up.
Yeah,
it's the whole game for the E3.
Everything is there. So yes, modders have been going on there, and yes, of course, the first thing that someone goes and does in the game is go and kick poor Keith to death. So yeah, poor Keith, first thing he does. Yeah, no, the modding community has always been brilliant, and yes, they've just been given this gift because somehow all this code has just been suddenly dumped onto the internet. So, but yeah,
I'm interested in getting a hold of a copy. Like,
it would be interesting to see exactly what's there.
It's like an 800 meg download. I've got the work computer next to me.
Well, when was it meant to come out? When were they scheduled to release?
Oh god, the original date was like 2002.
Yeah, so it's
when it was meant to release.
It's always going to be tiny, and from what you can see, because we've got a clip of it.
The thing is, it was an 800 meg download, but I think it unpacks to about 1.5 gigs. But that's because it's not just the game; it includes like some E3 videos that they had at the time and some other bits and pieces.
All right.
The game itself, I'm not sure, but if it's from that era, it's going to be under 700 megs guaranteed because it doesn't fit on a CD if it isn't under 700 megs.
Exactly, and Duke Nukem they wouldn't have put on 2 discs, but I don't, even with this coming out, and there's been a lot of hype for Duke Nukem for it, just from it being there, people wanting Duke Nukem again. I don't think we're ever going to see Duke Nukem again. Because I just don't think I don't think Duke Nukem could survive in this current climate. I just don't think so. Because
I also think
Duke Nukem Forever got announced on April 28th, 1997.
Jesus!
Got released on May 6th, 2009.
So the 2001 version that we have was built on the original Unreal Engine. That's not the one built for Unreal Tournament. That's the one built for Unreal.
Yeah.
The campaign single-player game that came out before Unreal Tournament. So,
just to put it in perspective, the entire Grand Theft Auto series up into Chinatown Wars, which was the one that came after 4, came out in the lifespan of Duke Nukem Forever being announced and its release.
Pretty much. Does put a little bit of perspective on it, but yeah.
The entire Sims until Herb's Sims in the City came out.
Yeah.
75 games based in the Mega Man universe came out in that time.
Chinese Democracy, I think, came out before Duke Nukem Forever.
It did.
Yeah, and that's saying something. That is saying something.
And no, we won't see Duke Nukem. One, because, as you said, we've seen how games like this will go because we've seen a Postal game released recently and it bombed.
Yeah.
Hard.
I mean, Duke Nukem was the very height of sexism, mild racism, and everything else. Yet they were brilliant games for that time, for a set audience. Could they survive now? Not really.
Things that took less time to develop than Duke Nukem. The Wright brothers designed and flew their first aeroplane in less time to make that game. The theory of general relativity, the United States' entire program to put the man on the moon, from the Kennedy's challenge to the landing, and the complete construction of, just to name a few, the Empire State Building, the Channel Tunnel, Golden Gate Bridge, the World Trade Center, digging the Suez Canal by hand.
Jesus.
Yeah. Its development was basically, they had this 2001 thing. For whatever reason, they just started changing engines. I think because the Unreal Engine at that point was quite dated.
Yep.
And so I think they wanted to move to id Tech, to the Quake engine. So they basically had to rebuild the whole game in that. And then they changed to another engine. And then they changed to another engine. And the final version that came out was, I think, on Unreal 3. Or 3.5, which is like the weird intermediate one that's for consoles.
Yeah.
And they sort of had it mostly put together when 3D Realms went completely fucking bankrupt. Randy Pitchford bought 3D Realms and all the IP and realised that he could make his money back if he just shoves it out the door in whatever state it's currently in, which is exactly what happened. They took like 6 months to basically tie together the crap they had into a usable and workable game that might run, and kicked it out the door.
And I will be playing it on stream soon.
And it's terrible.
Oh, God.
A friend of mine bought the super awesome extra edition that came with the bust.
I got that.
Yeah.
So I worked at Game Station at the time, and I'd pre-ordered it. I'd pre-ordered it in 2000. And then several years later, I started working it in the store that I'd pre-ordered it from, and still had my receipt. And then the day it came out, went in and worked the midnight launch and took my original receipt for my pre-order and collected my special edition. And it sits in a cupboard somewhere, never to be unearthed until I have to stream it soon.
Yeah, he played through it, and then he kind of just went, I am full of regret. I think I fucked up.
I felt like that with Fallout 4. But yeah, they kept changing Unreal engines, and it's never a good idea to change engines. It's just not unless you're absolutely forced. I mean, look at how many games have failed because they've swapped engine. In fact, how many companies have gone bankrupt because they've swapped engine and they've been sued because they have an exclusivity contract. I can't remember what game it was that had that a little while ago, the most recent one. It was meant to be a huge game. But they swapped engine, and they ended up in a lawsuit because they swapped engine and apparently took bits over to use on the new engine, which they shouldn't have.
Was Amazon something we're using? No. It was Star Citizen.
That was it.
Star Citizen is built on CryEngine.
Yes.
By Crytek. They had a license to build Star Citizen on CryEngine. Nothing else. Just Star Citizen. They built Squadron 42 on CryEngine, but not actually. What they built it on was, I think, Lumberyard, which was Amazon's version of CryEngine, which they licensed from Amazon. And I think that's open source because Amazon bought CryEngine off of them or something. Yeah. Basically, the lawsuit was that the stuff that they started development of Squadron 42 before they got Lumberyard. And as a result, some of that development was done on the license for Star Citizen. And that's why Crytek took them to court, because they said that some of this development, because it was done under the wrong license, you owe us for a license, basically.
Yep, pretty much. And yeah, just behind the scenes bits. Although Unreal 5 is obviously now out in the wild and what have you. And have you seen the clip of the gentleman? I can't remember his name. It's actually the end of the clip I've got to show you in a minute. Of him, he doesn't work for Unreal. He doesn't work for Epic or anything. He's just a fan that's got hold of the engine. And he's got and built a demo for it. And it's absolutely unbelievable.
Is this the one you showed me?
It is.
Yeah. Oh, you can do mad things in UE5.
Yeah, Unreal Engine 5. Anyone that's watching on the visual episode of this podcast, that picture you've got in the middle now, that is on Unreal 5. That is not someone with a camcorder. I
genuinely thought this was real until the transition.
Yeah, there's a couple of bits that show that it is in a game in the daytime, but only if you look really, really hard. It's mainly the background. It's not quite rendered properly. So, but yeah, this is the state of where games can go.
I think it's a Japanese developer, because that's
I think
it's like it's a Japanese train station.
Yeah.
Well, we got all the credits at the end, so I made sure to leave the credits into this clip.
It was things like that where he turns the camera over that I was like, this is definitely real, and it really baffled me.
Yeah, it's unbelievable. And yes, okay, this is not running any AI or trying to load up a world or anything like that. So
it's a purely a rendering exercise.
Yeah, it's a rendering exercise, but still,
that is fucking beautiful.
Yeah, that is unbelievable. The shadowing as well is just nuts. Absolute nuts.
Like the hardware required to run it looking like that ain't cheap.
No.
I
don't know. I don't know what hardware was used for this, because obviously they haven't said. They've given us some information, but not actually the specs of the machine that's running it, because I refuse to call it a PC, because it's basically not going to be a PC. It's going to be something on steroids.
Yeah.
But still, Jesus, this is what you're going to be looking at in 5-10 years time for gaming, if not sooner.
I don't think it's going to be that soon.
I don't think so.
So if you look at it as this is an animation, you can go back to the Final Fantasy the Spirits Within movie, which was using a top of the range rendering engine at the time, because they had the ability to do that in a film or a filmed capacity. But if they were going to do a game like that, you're looking at this generation now, which is doing games that looked as good as Spirits Within. They're not even looking that good.
The main thing that this is going to be used for, at that level of quality anyway, is going to be, if you've ever watched the behind the scenes things for The Mandalorian, they have this thing built called the Volume, which is like a giant cylinder of LED screens. That, on those screens, is running Unreal. Or at least it was for Season 1. I think they changed it out for Season 2, but Season 1 was just running Unreal Engine.
Yeah.
So they could basically, they could move the scene when they needed to, shift the camera around as they needed to, drop effects in as they needed to, and UE5 basically just enables that to be done even more and better. And that's where that extreme high-end rendering is going to come from.
Yeah, the only
reason it's going to be used for stuff like that.
The only reason I say 5 to 10 years is because it won't be a big AAA title, because the machines that we have access to just aren't going to have the power to run that sort of graphics and everything else that's required for a AAA game. But someone is going to go and make a small indie game, or essentially a working demo of something like that, which is probably going to then be picked up by every streamer left, right and centre, because, well, they want to play something that looks uber pretty. And yeah, some streamer is going to have a computer that could be able to run it and stream at the same time.
It's gonna be very, very impressive when it comes out. But for stuff like that, I'm trying to remember the names of the systems. There's like Nanite, the system, which is the one where they take say like an extremely, extremely high poly model, and it automatically reduces the detail the further away from the screen it is. but it's all done automatically, which is not something that normally gets done. Normally, you'll have to create several of these models and they get swapped in as it goes. This auto streams it. It's not 100% there yet in terms of the technology, but as more versions of UE5 come out, because I think we've had the production release of UE5 out. I think there's already been one update, and they've said there's more updates coming through the year to optimize Nanite, to optimize their lighting model, and to optimize one of the other things they've got. So if you see, there are actual gameplay demonstrations using Unreal Engine 5, and they are crazy to look at.
Monkey Thief did ask a question for you, Ronnie. Wait, Duke Nukem game, that's safe to stream? Quite possibly. I mean, I've been streaming South Park, and that's got some very questionable bits. I mean, currently I'm shrunk and I am inside the rectal cavity of Mr. Slave with my character.
Oh. According to Twitch, and this is really weird. Hold on. I'm not allowed to stream.
Yeah, there's basically a list of games that are banned on Twitch. Obviously, there are some that need to be. There's a lot of
prohibited games. Things like obvious things like Battle Rape, which I don't even understand why it exists. It's a fucking horrendous title for a game.
Because someone could do it. That's why.
Yeah. But the fact that these games exist, but like things like BMX XXXX, which we all remember from our childhood, House Party, Honeycomb Studio, like a lot of it is just filth.
Yeah,
and it's not there. It's not there anymore. So for a long time, there was alternate versions of adult-only titles with an ESRB rating of mature and lower permitted, including mature versions of Grand Theft Auto San Andreas and Fahrenheit Indigo Prophecy. Now, for a long, long time, you couldn't stream Fahrenheit.
Yeah.
Out of all of them, and it was specifically listed that you couldn't stream the director's cut of Fahrenheit, which always amused me because it was the game that I got wrong for playing by my mum. Many times. So there are two scenes in Fahrenheit that are quite explicit. And my PC used to be under the stairs at my mum's house, so it was in the hallway between the living room and the kitchen. And she'd often walk past to go and make a cup of coffee and stop and talk to me and be like, "What are you playing?" The two times she walked past when I was playing that game were these scenes. So she'd call me worse than shit, horrible little perverted bastard, blah, blah, blah. And I'd be like, no, it's the game. That didn't mean. So yeah, I moved my PC to my room after that point because I was sick of getting abuse for playing that game.
Oh, dearie me. Kingsy, a couple of people in chat are talking about Cage Fight.
I know. Already noticed.
Would you care to weigh in? Because I haven't actually managed to sit down and listen to the album yet.
What? Okay.
I'm so sorry that deeply offends you. I'm sorry.
It only offends me because it's like 45 minutes long. It's got 14 tracks. It is literally, you can put it on and you'll be at the end of the album before you even know it, because it's literally just a gut punch of constant riffs, and you want to two-step people in a pit and kill everyone. But not literally. But it's great. And the last song, which is Bitch in a Pit, which I would love to hear live, that would be the best closer of anything. But it's the entire album all the way through. If you like Shine Don't Fade, and if you like Killer, then you're going to love the whole album. Let's put it that way. It is literally just those guitars. And there's actually a 6-minute track in there as well, just as a little bit different than all the other stuff they've got on there. But it's really good. I was laughing for a long time because there's a song on there called 1 Minute. It's the second longest track on the album. But it's that was just me being stupid about it. But everything on the album is a banger, is the only way I can put it.
We'll apologise if anybody can hear rain. It's suddenly decided to fucking thrash it down here.
Can't hear it. We can't hear it.
Can't hear it. We did hear birds tweeting a minute ago. There were a lot of birds tweeting, but no rain. So, and yes, Bambi Beard, I will listen to it at some point. I just need to actually be able to find 45 minutes where I'm not sat here doing something with it on in the background so I can actually concentrate on listening to it. So
All I remember is the first track of the album literally ends with the words "too many hard truths" over and repeated over and over again. It's a punk album. It's punk, but it's hardcore punk. It's great. It gives you energy, is the best way I can put it, and it amps you up to go tell your boss to go shove it up his ass, basically. And it did that for me on Thursday, and it ended quite bad for me in a way, but not bad, but enough to the point that they'd not talk to me for the rest of the day, and then not the next day after that either. We'll find out on Monday.
What you're saying is music has completely affected your mood to the point that you chose violence.
Not literal violence, but I chose
verbal
I'm fed
violence
up of being treated like crap. So I'm going to tell you that you treat me like crap, and then I'm going to leave it. And then it's up to you what you want to do with it. And whether I stay at work or not is now down completely to you. Floor's yours, basically.
Well, if you do happen to no longer be employed by them, you have some serious skills, mate. You will find something. No fucking problem.
They would not dare. That's all I can say.
But yeah, no, I will listen to it. So you would 100% recommend it?
Oh yeah. I mean, it's obvious I'm going to recommend it. I almost killed myself watching them at the AGM because they were that good live.
They were all right, I guess.
Yeah, they were okay, weren't they?
No, they were fucking outstanding.
Yes, they were. And I plan to go see them again, and they're playing in London at the end of this month, so I'm probably going to go watch them in London at the Blondie, and I don't care how I get there, I don't care how I get home, I'm just going to go and lose my shit.
That's good for you.
That sounds like the best plan. It really does. So it's when you plan out meticulously, oh, this is how I'm going to do this and what have you. Nah, if you really want to go see a gig, just go. Worry about the logistics later. So
I have learned that a lot this week.
How come?
I have a My Chemical Romance ticket for next Thursday.
Oh. Well, yes, you were saying on Friday night.
Plan on having a My Chemical Romance ticket at all. And now I have to book time off and work out how we're getting there. Because it's in Milton Keynes.
Oh, good God.
Keynes.
Oh, Concrete City.
I've only been to Milton Keynes once, and that was passing through on a coach.
Where am I based? I am Northamptonshire. I'm like right on the border of East Midlands and East Anglia.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sorry. My father's second wife is from Northampton, and yeah, I
don't live in Northampton. No. Northamptonshire. Don't give me that. Don't get that mixed up.
Wait, I just hate the general area now. That's my hatred level for that woman and that family. Just no. That entire part of the country. Just no. I don't go near. Because there's a small risk I might see her, and well, yeah, but that won't end well for anybody involved. Just no. So yeah,
silence again.
I know.
Silence again. I'm just gonna say, right, this is going to be a very controversial opinion. That Unreal Engine, that demo you played, okay, looked absolutely wonderful.
Yep.
And I think it would actually make really good films. And someone put it in the chat as well. I think it was Monkey Thief saying how good it would look if that was on a film. I'd freaking love it. I'd love it every day. Don't want it on games.
Yeah, but
you're scared of your own shadow, and that was in the train station. And when the lights went out, it became quite horror filmy.
That's not the point. I'm fed up of games going for realism. I'm pissed off with it. Games are meant to be an escape from reality, and now it's just making it more and more realistic until it comes to a point where it's like some idiot's going to put a VR headset on and never come out of it for the rest of his fucking life.
Says the man who plays very realistic racing games. In fact, I
go to a sim center for doing that. I've sold all my kit house. Do you see my rigging?
No.
It's gone.
But you still do it. So you want less realism in games, but you want to go and do realistic sim racing.
It's not a game.
Which is a game. Is it a digital thing? Are you actually on a racetrack? Or you sat in a bucket seat with a fake plastic steering wheel, some shitty pedals? Well, they're probably not that shitty because it's quite expensive. but are you driving a real car, or are you pretending to drive a car in a video game?
Let me ask you this question then. Would you rather pay out for a Lamborghini and have it in your driveway and be in debt and probably be killed by someone, because I don't know how you got that money from a bank, because they're never going to give you that money, are they? Or would you do it on a game on a sim, and then would you do it on that? And then if you stack it into a wall, you don't die for a start, which is a freaking miracle away, because I'd be dead 20,000 times over if it was real life.
I can't drive, so I'm going to say neither.
But the same
But
argument.
you can drive on a sim without a license.
The
But I
same.
don't want to drive.
The same argument can be made for making a real life sort of game. The same argument could be made.
Yeah, but I don't want to go around seeing zombies in real. You don't see them in real life. Zombies aren't real. Okay, and everyone who goes to realism, it always goes down the route of, oh look, Last of Us. A zombie variant? Resident Evil. Oh, a zombie variant. Oh, look at this game. Zombie
That's
variant.
because it just scares you.
Have you ever?
Because everyone's going down. Zombie trope is over fucking used.
Yes, we know this, but have you ever walked
outside the box?
Have you ever walked into Weatherspoons on Saturday or Sunday morning, and you go ahead, you do that, and you tell me zombies are not fucking real? I'm sorry.
Because they don't bite me. But I'm saying that don't actually. Yeah, most of them won't. It is Weatherspoons after all.
Exactly.
I'm sick of it. I love games. Like indie games are the way forward for me at the moment. Like, okay, this is a terrible segue. At the moment, on stream, I've been playing Bug Snacks,
Which isn't an indie game.
It's not, but it's
It's
still.
a AAA title.
Would you say it's realistic?
Yes.
No.
No, it's not realistic.
It is. It's very realistic.
It's not.
It is.
Good because it's not realistic.
But that's like saying I like watching cartoons over real programs, right?
I do.
Essentially, yeah.
Look at my freaking poster.
You've got to have the best of both worlds. You have your realism stuff, you have your dramas, whatever, and then you have your not so realistic stuff where you're running around an island as a puppet, fucking collecting bugs made out of sandwiches, right? Like, you need the best of both, and I think that. Yes, fantasy games are wonderful, but I think the more realistic it looks, the more I can lose myself in that world. Especially if I was playing Skyrim and Skyrim looked like that video did, or playing Fallout and Fallout looked like that video did. I'd have less qualms about losing myself in that world than I do at the moment.
Oh, well done, Tornado. How do you explain Boris then, who is a fucking cartoon?
What the other thing is you can
I'm
immerse
not
yourself all you like
discussing
in your
politics.
No,
while on
No,
the
we don't do
stream.
that on here.
No.
But all you can say is you can immerse yourself all you want in these games, but it's all fine until Connor comes up and taps you on the shoulder and says something, and then you're gone.
Yeah, but that happens with every game. I could be playing fucking Hollow Knight, or I could be playing Outlast, and Connor will manage to sneak in and scare the shit out of me. There are videos from mine and Gorilla's stream the other night, taken from right next to me, and I didn't realise he was even in the fucking room.
Hey, at least he didn't do a drive-by on you this time.
Nah, that's true.
Okay, I know it was a bit controversial, but all I'm saying is I want games which don't focus on realism. I know people like them, and I actually think games like Detroit Become Human are really good games. I love those.
yeah,
So
that was
they're
really
more
good.
story-based games, and they're driven quite well by your decisions. I like that. And the Telltale games, but they're not realistic either, are they? Let's be honest.
Well, I think it all depends on what you want out of your games. It's like you're very much a indie gamer, very much so, and a platformer. Would I be right in saying that, Kingsy? You tend to quite like them.
Oh yeah, I'll probably say that's probably about right. Yeah, but
Yeah,
I used to play realistic games.
I can't stand them. I cannot stand those types of games. I've tried many a times. So yeah, I think it's a good thing. That's the wonderful thing about games and music. What you like, I may not like, but we meet somewhere in the middle.
Yeah, but I'll get about 600 games a year, and you'll get like 4 because they're terrible and they've got massive times to build them all. Whereas an indie game can be built in like a couple of weeks or a month.
No, but no. Like, I'm sorry, no. Like,
Get him.
if you look at where I went when I worked at Game Station, right? And I solely just looked at brand new games. I would walk out of that shop with 2 or 3 games a month, every single month. Whereas now, the only reason my Steam library is so full is because of the amount of shit indie games that get released with Humble Bundles. Now, Humble Bundle is a wonderful thing, don't get me wrong. A lot of money goes to charity. There are 1 or 2 games in that collection that I'm getting every month for a tenner. And they're like 40 quid games. And then they fill it up with utter dross. Like, absolute I'm going to open up my Steam library and we'll have a quick
I'm not
nose.
laughing at that. I'm laughing because someone says I think that Lewis is frozen.
I just
He's just keeping it in. Yeah, no.
So to put it in perspective, right? Last month I got What did I get last month? Fuck, I didn't even install it.
Well, this argument's going well.
But I got Nickelodeon All-Stars, which was the biggest pile of fucking shite I have played in years. There is no soul to that game at all. Red Solstice 2, Man of Medan, which is fucking mint. Vanguard and Pornbarian, which is like a puzzle chess game. Like, Say No More, Inmost, and Go Home Dinosaur. Like, yes, there are 2 good games there, probably. And the rest is...
Dinosaur sounds awesome.
It does. I'm intrigued. I am intrigued.
It's tower defense with dinosaurs.
What? Yeah, sold.
Yeah, what?
Tower defense with dinosaurs.
If you don't want...
But it's like Cartoon Does Dinosaur. I've already installed it, mate, because it was called Go Home Dinosaur.
Right, well, I'm buying it. I'm playing. I like tower defense games and dinosaurs. Hell yeah. I played Ark.
But you get, like, you're saying you get 600 games. How many of them, right, are actually... just been attacked by a moth. How many of them are as good as Hollow Knight, or as good as Castle Crashers, or an actual decent indie game? Because a decent indie game is a rare jewel.
It is. It very much is. I can see your point, Kingsy. But yes, there are also, on the flip side, some awful AAA games. I will just point you in the direction of Fallout 4. It was atrocious, in my opinion.
People like that still.
And that's their problem.
That's not the current beating stick for bad games.
No, but it's my beating stick, and I like it.
What's the current bad game?
The current bad game that everyone shits on from the fucking moon is Battlefield 2042.
Yeah,
I forgot that existed. I genuinely forgot.
Yeah. That's I really enjoy it, and I loved it, and and Cyberpunk as well. Cyberpunk and Battlefield got shat on. Deservedly so for both of them, despite the fact that I enjoy Battlefield. I can see that it is.
I enjoy Cyberpunk. Yes, it has many problems, but I think that a lot of its problems can be fixed, whereas Battlefield just feels... Again, it feels like the same old trop, just slopped out and given a little bit of a polish.
It can be fixed. Right, I reinstalled Cyberpunk the other day because everybody keeps telling me how it now works and it's wonderful. The first cutscene in the game, fucking everybody was doing it to Kingsy. They were T-posing everywhere. That's not a fixed game.
Right, I will defend it slightly here. You're on PC, I was on Xbox, and the problems on Xbox were far less than they were for PC. So and
you paid it on an inferior device.
Yeah, but let's not get into that argument. So let's just say the game worked better because they knew the hardware they were trying to utilize. Yeah, which is often the problem with PC gaming. You're trying to build it for not 1, not 2 platforms, but 500,000 platforms because your PC is very different to mine.
Characters T-posing in a cutscene. Right? In game, I'll get like things like that break. In a fucking cutscene, a pre-rendered, pre-built cutscene.
Look, they were all very religious on that day, okay? They were all Christians. Just get over it.
And apparently able to float on their toes.
Yes, ballerina Christians. There you go. That's the only explanation I have. The only one I have. Other than, the game's broken and it's still broken and it'll probably be broken until I'm dead. So, and then they'll fix it the day afterwards. So, there are good indie games. There are good ones, but the true, real good ones, they're so rare. They are so rare.
You get replayability from them. Well, I do at least anyway.
But you play Hollow Knight like a speedrunner. It's insane.
Yeah, I played Destiny 2. I have more hours in that than is reasonable for any one human being. Yeah. And Modern Warfare 2019, again, I put more hours into that than is reasonable for any human being. Not to the level of a streamer, but I definitely played it a lot.
Well, you have piqued Wiggle Twat's interest there. I heard tower defense with dinosaurs, and now I need to see that. Yeah, so do I.
Go Home Dinosaur.
I am playing that. I just have to.
Out of curiosity, because we're all fairly heavy gamers, what is your most played game on your Steam accounts of all time? Kingsy's is Hollow Knight, because Kingsy doesn't own any other games.
Not on Steam. Because remember, I used to play it on Game Pass.
Right. Are we just going for Steam, or are we going for everything else, because you got to remember, up until the last year and a half, I was an Xbox player.
Well, if you can bring up your stats for your Xbox, because I don't know if you can or not.
Yes, I can. Ark, I can tell you right now, over 500 hours. Easily. Actually, no, it wasn't 500 hours. It was 398 days. Actual physical days in real life that I have played that for. That's nothing compared to my friend. Last time I checked on her, and it was about 6 months ago, she was on like 900 days.
Wow.
So, yeah.
In-game time?
No, real days. 24/7.
Wow.
Not in-game. So not in-game days, because they go in a blink of an eye. No, actual days. So, yeah.
I know what mine is. If it's going off of all sort of things,
220
it's off my PS4.
Mm-hmm.
And I have played Rocket League for 2 weeks and 4 days.
Christ.
In-game time.
How do you check this on your consoles? Is it just on their site?
Oh, this one's just on Rocket League itself. This was on the actual data.
You actually have to go into your profile menu, look at your played games, and you can sit there and compare them with other people. So
you can see like the stats on how much you've played a game and stuff.
Yeah, how many times you've died, blah blah blah. And just the stats for, say, that game. If it's a driving game, it'll give you total distance driven and things like that. But yeah, no, Ark is probably my second highest. My highest would be the original XCOM. The original, on PlayStation. I can't even begin to fathom how much time I've spent on that game. I just can't. It's nuts. I've played it virtually on every single machine that has been able to accept it. So, and still never completed it. Because the original XCOM is a git. It is a complete and utter git that will lure you into a false sense of security. Oh, you're doing so well. Oh, yeah, right. Right, now you die. Now you die, and now your entire world is going to die, and I'm going to do it with a smile on my face. Fuck you, game. Love it, but yeah, it's... Fuck off. Just fuck off. Horrible bastard game. But I've got all the love in the world for it, and was so happy when they relaunched it, and they actually did a good job. They actually did a good job.
Interesting thing, you've actually pinpointed that I do love platform games. I just looked at all my PS4 stats, and it literally is. Other than that, it's even on the PlayStation. It's Super Meat Boy. Yeah, I love Super Meat Boy.
You just like games that you can punish yourself with.
Yeah,
and that's platformers. That is platformers. They're frustrating,
I like repetitive tasks that give me joy when I finally complete them.
They're frustrating, irritating, and just, I suck at them. Hence why I hate platformers. That's the only reason I completely, utterly suck on it. Random has played 37 days on Destiny 2. Soups is on 51 days. 84 days on Vanilla Destiny. Tom Clancy's Rainbow Six Siege for Westy, 621 hours. That man needs to get a life.
I've got
how many hours? How many hours is 39 days? Hold on.
I don't know.
My dad on his World of Warcraft account.
There you go, 936 hours on Destiny 2.
My dad has played it daily since the day of launch, World of Warcraft. So when he goes into it, it actually gives him an in-game time of several years now.
Yep.
Like, it's insane.
Oh, look at Mandrill there. 432 hours in Total Warhammer 2. That's impressive. That game kept kicking my ass. Badly. And 402 hours in the Dyson Sphere program. I do remember you were slightly obsessed with that, Mandrill.
Yeah, you were obsessed with that for a while.
That's all I kept seeing was that's what you were playing. So, Minecraft. Oh Lord, let's not get into Minecraft figures for people. Oh,
yeah. I can tell you my Minecraft hours.
Is it 0?
Yeah.
Mine's
that's a lie. It's probably about an hour and a half.
Mine's probably about 10, 12 hours. I just went digging.
My Minecraft's definitely on the months. This is interesting. 65.4 hours on Borderlands 2. 3.1 hours on Borderlands 3.
Let's see if I can actually bring up Steam without my PC going nuts. I don't.
Sorry, I looked at my leaderboard on the Xbox for time played on Destiny 2. So I'm on 39 days. Cheeky's like 54 days. I've got a mate on 56, somebody on 73. And then there's somebody with 139 days played.
Oh, no.
No, but that's absurd.
Celeste's got a lot.
That's ridiculous.
So Resident Evil 3, which is speedrun, has got 43 hours and 43.2 hours.
I can no longer play XCOM 2 on Steam. I've just got to look because I know that's my most played game on Steam. Yeah. 66.6 hours played. So yeah, I've got triple sixes. I'm not playing that game anymore. I have to leave that there. I just have to leave it there.
Podcast has reached peak nerdiness right now.
It was always going to. Look at who we assembled. It was always going to. So I mean, that's why you're not here in the next 2 weeks, are you, Kingsy?
Yeah, but you brought someone who's a bigger nerd than me in.
Yeah.
It doesn't really matter.
Yeah, because Obi-Wan's coming out, and yeah, that there is going to be Obi-Wan.
Watch that bullshit.
Look at his face.
It's got Anakin Skywalker in it. I want to see if Hayden Christensen's taken acting lessons. Although I did see that he's watched, is it the Clone Wars saga thing? So he can catch up with what the character's been up to.
Yeah, he watched the whole animated thing.
Yeah.
Like that's I'll give him props for that. But he's I'd rather watch a fucking puppet.
He did well in the role that he had. It's just the way his character was written was so bad. It was so bad. It was awful. He actually did a good job, but the material... No. Disagree. I'm sorry. There are ways to act that are badly written and you don't come across like you wouldn't. And every sentence felt like he was reading the cues on a thing across the other side of the room.
You mean a teleprompter?
Yes, but
that's the word. Yeah.
But also, how young was he at that point?
If Macaulay Culkin can do an incredible job at 7-year-old, then Anakin fucking Skywalker at 20 odd has no excuse.
Yeah.
Okay. Here's one. Is he better than original Harry Potter film acting?
Yeah. No.
It was Daniel Radcliffe.
Daniel Radcliffe did a better job, and by the third film, Daniel Radcliffe had learned to act, whereas by the third film, Anakin Skywalker still couldn't act.
Yeah.
As child Anakin, he had excuses. Yeah, pod racing, woo.
That was a different guy. That was a different person.
It was a different person, I get that.
Yeah.
But even the child actor was better than fucking
Much better.
Hayden Christian, who was just like... all the way through. I'm so miserable. Everything's shit. I want to fuck my girlfriend, but I'm not allowed a girlfriend because I'm a Jedi.
I mean,
now I'm going to kill a lot of children.
Excuse me. Younglings, they're not children, they're younglings.
They're younglings, yeah.
They could act better than he acted. And they were in it for a scene.
Are you done?
Yes.
Yeah.
Good. Shut up.
Shite film.
Shut up. Oh yeah, I'm not saying the films are good. I'm not saying the films are good at all. So yeah, the first three suck.
Daniel Radcliffe's acting as Harry Potter was better than Anakin Skywalker than Hayden Christian.
Yeah, you're not wrong there, Monkey Thief. But yeah, no, I do cut him some slack, though. I do cut him some slack. Yeah, there were moments where he could have done a better job. But
terrible script plus a terrible director.
It's a terrible actor.
Plus a guy who clearly wasn't long in his acting career.
Do you know who would have been a better whiny bitch as Anakin Skywalker? Is Harry Enfield's Kevin character.
No, we're not going. We're not going into that crossover. Let's not go down that wormhole, please. Please.
Wormholes in the Star Wars universe?
let's just go down a wormhole and let's go talk about Doctor Who, shall we?
Yes.
Oh, cool. I can not talk again for a while.
I'll join you on the sidelines. It's fine.
Yeah, I haven't watched it since David Tennant became the Doctor.
You
missed out.
You haven't seen David Tennant as the Doctor.
I saw bits and pieces, but Doctor Who as a whole has just never. No.
If you want,
it's cool, but
if you want a really, really good character, watch David Tennant as Doctor Who. He was
I've
fantastic.
Some of the big episodes and stuff, but for the whole, just Doctor Who as a whole, I was like, it's cool. I like it. It's pretty cool. Some of the stuff they do. I've caught episodes of basically every Doctor.
Yeah.
Because Leona watches a ton of it.
Yeah.
And I'd walk in and like catch half an episode with her or whatever. But no, I just never really.
And that's fine. Not everyone's into it. I'm not a massive Doctor.
There was some really cool storylines and stuff. I quite enjoyed the. What was it? Guy ends up going to the future and becoming a robot clone, and then gets sent into the past where he gets stuck in a cave for 1,000 years or something. I cannot remember the exact storyline, but basically a guy ends up a robot clone of himself and gets stuck in Roman times.
That's Rory. That's Amy Pond's boyfriend. Yeah. And he gets like
stuck in a cave for like 2,000 years or something.
Yeah, I vaguely remember that one. So yeah, I'm not.
Yeah, like there are some cool storylines and stuff, but and
they had some very cool enemies or baddies or however you want to sum them up, because they're not all bad. I mean, the Vashta Nerada. I'm a night owl. I like the dark, so I much prefer nighttime to daytime, and I don't tend to let things get into my head that are clearly not real. After seeing Silence in the Library, I will freely admit, I felt a lot more uneasy at night than I did before. I'm sorry. Any shadow could be this flesh-eating thing that will eat you in a split second. Just bang, done.
It's one of the things I did always appreciate is that Doctor Who can do sci-fi horror really goddamn well.
Yeah, Weeping Angels.
Weeping Angels.
On basically no budget. Like when you compare it to other shows that are similar that try and do like either a sci-fi horror or a fantasy horror kind of thing, and then you compare their budgets to Doctor Who, and Doctor Who clearly does a lot more with a lot less.
Yeah.
But
Doctor Who, when it's done well, is the Vashta Nerada, it is Blink, it is those episodes that stick in your head forever. Yeah. And then when Doctor Who's done badly,
it's awful.
It's unwatchable at times.
Yeah. And I thought a lot of that was Peter Capaldi. I didn't like his. I didn't like it. I'm not saying Peter Capaldi was bad. I'm saying his segment of Doctor Who was not good. It wasn't good writing.
Yeah, that's where I'd put it. It's not Peter Capaldi, it's Moffat's writing. Moffat can write an incredible episode. Day of the Doctor, the 50th anniversary episode with John Hurt. You've got the Silence in the Library. Like, he is an incredible one-shot writer, but putting him in charge of an overarching story and it goes all levels of tits up. You're right there.
Yeah, we just only had a couple of drop frames, that was all. Only a couple, which I only saw it flash red. So, yeah.
But he as a one-shot writer, he's brilliant. Yeah. But giving him showrunner kind of ruins the entire show because he doesn't know what to do afterwards. But we've got Russell T Davies back. Yeah, and Russell T Davies is incredible.
Yeah, he knows Doctor Who. That is almost... He is the trope of people were born to do certain things. So that is what they were born to do. Like ice hockey, Martin Brodeur was meant to be an ice hockey goalie. That was his purpose in life. So you can argue that Messi and Ronaldo were born to be footballers. Russell T Davies, in my opinion, was born to write for Doctor Who, and yeah, he is the best writer. He's coming back for the special. But they have just announced a new Doctor who, forgive me, I don't know his name.
I can't pronounce it, so I won't butcher it. But
Hold
he's
on.
the guy from Sex Education.
Yeah. I have no opinion on him because I haven't seen him in anything. I know some people have been kicking up, and yes, the horrible dregs of society have been kicking up because he is of a different skin color to say anyone that is currently on this podcast. Get over yourselves. Doctor Who can be whoever or whatever. He's been a woman, been a man, been a young man, been an old man. I don't think he's been ginger yet. That's one of his things. He's always wanted to be ginger, and he hasn't been ginger yet.
So a ginger assistant.
He had a ginger assistant. But
So,
it's
here's one for you going to that. I've been watching a guy on YouTube called Clever Dick Films, and he's been doing an ongoing series for years where he'll do a deep dive into each Doctor, and like how they got the role, where they went with it, the best episode, the worst point, and like it's wonderful. They're like 40 minutes to an hour and a half each so far, and he's up to David Tennant at the moment. And I was watching the Colin Baker one. Not Colin Baker, Tom
Baker.
Tom Baker. Yeah.
Tom Baker. And he says, like, it's really funny because he finds the Radio Times sort of like letters from people, and it's like there's half a complaining about him and half a not. He's too silly to be Doctor Who, or he's too old to be Doctor Who, and he's too this and he's too that. And then you've got the other side where it's nice to have the silliness and it's nice to have this. And the fact that it's been going on since like before that amuses the hell out of me. Nobody's ever going to be happy. You go through a cycle with Doctor Who. You go through sadness for losing the last Doctor, the one you truly, truly loved, and then you go through the acceptance that you've got a new person that you're not quite sure of, and then they gradually become your favourite Doctor, and they're the best person in the universe, and then they change the character again.
Yeah,
and you go through this every time.
I was like that when they changed from David Tennant to Matt Smith. First couple episodes, didn't like Matt Smith, but he really grew into the character and became a fantastic Doctor by the end of it. But in the beginning, wasn't overly like him. David Tennant, I took to immediately. He was brilliant out the gate. Crystal Eccleston, loved. But then again, I tend to like the darker characters. It's like James Bond. My favourite James Bond actor, easily Timothy Dalton, because he was slightly more dark and sinister.
Hard as nails Bond.
Yeah, he was more sinister. Still very suave and sophisticated, but yeah, if you pissed him off, you were gonna really regret it. As well, and
it's the one Bond where it's like, yeah, no, he kills people.
Yeah,
but not like he doesn't make a thing of it. It's like, oh no, you're dead.
Yeah, he just straight up kills people. Pierce Brosnan. Okay, he occasionally kills people and may feel bad about it later on.
Was he kills people with a smile?
Yeah, and he might feel bad about it later on, but Timothy Dalton just a case of, no, you need to die. You are dying right now. How badly can I kill you? Oh, I'm going to throw $2 million onto you while you're dangling over a shark. Fine, get eaten. So, and just, yeah. I love Timothy Dalton, but yeah, best of luck to him. I don't know his name, and obviously Ronnie won't try and pronounce it, so best of luck to him, and I hope it does really well.
Also today at 7 p.m, they have finally officially announced that David Tennant's coming back for a little bit.
Yep.
A 60th anniversary episode, and Donna's going to be in it as well, which is, and I'm probably going to get hate for this, I hate Catherine Tate. Like, I really, really despise that woman. I've never found her funny at all. And then when they put her in Doctor Who, I was very, very unhappy for months. So the best thing they did was wipe her brain so she can never, ever come back. Otherwise her head explodes, which was the most joyous moment of Doctor Who that I've ever had, because I just cheered for a good hour afterwards.
Well,
she's coming back.
I never liked Catherine. I don't like Catherine Tate's comedy. I was very dubious about when she joined Doctor Who, but I really enjoyed her playing that character. She played Donna Noble really well, and yeah, she did really well. And it was nice how her and David Tennant worked together. I wasn't so pleased with Billie Piper. I didn't overly like her.
Billie Piper.
I found.
No, we're talking about acting here.
Acting here.
I love Billie Piper in Doctor Who.
I found her character a bit too whiny and needy for the majority of it. Yes, her character got stronger and better.
Standing up for Mannequin Skywalker.
Oh, here we go again. Yes, fine. fine. But yeah,
No, I get that. And
Yeah.
that's the joy of Doctor Who, is there is a different doctor for each person, there's a different companion for each person. Everybody latches on to something that, like, Martha Jones has been mentioned in the chat. I hated Martha Jones for half of her run, and then all of a sudden she was mint.
No, I hated her from start to end. Hated her character from start to end.
Fair.
Didn't like.
I love that. So he's put, like, won't she die if she remembers the Doctor? And I'm just looking up at Runlet, and he goes, well, "That's what he's hoping."
Yeah, I want that entire episode to her be look at him, go, "Your Doctor," and her head just go pop, and then that's it. That's the end of the episode.
People just stand there, and go, shame.
Moving on. But no, I made because I've been watching this guy talk about it on YouTube quite a lot over the past couple of weeks. I am going to attempt to watch from the very start. So
technically that's impossible. Because
everything that I can get a hold of, because this is a weird thing. So I went on Amazon because I was like, I'm not going on BBC iPlayer because they've only got the newer episodes, so I need to find the older Doctors. And there were like the Blu-ray collections out, and I was like, ooh, I'll have a look how that is, like how it works, because I can probably get. It is, but it's like 30 quid and it's an entire series. Like, I don't mind paying that. I can get one a month. Like, it's like just so I'll just kind of grab a Blu-ray every time I finish one, essentially. It's one less game a month. Yeah, if you think about it at that scale. Or one night out that I'm not going on. For actual entertainment. Now, the problem with these Blu-ray collections is it starts at... Hold on, because I got really confused by this.
That doesn't surprise me.
It starts at season 19.
Yeah.
Like, I don't want to start midway through fucking 3 Doctors in if I'm buying the entire collection. I want Doctor Who the collection, and then fucking Hartnell, and then I want the other guy whose name I've forgotten, and then I want the 3rd Doctor. I need to get the first 2 Doctors out of the way before I get there. It's ridiculous.
Yeah, well, you're not getting it, so deal with it.
But I can find them all on DVD.
Oh, well. You just have to watch it in lower quality then.
I'm fine with that. It's not going to be great quality anyway. It's television from the fucking 60s.
Well, there you go then. Stop whinging.
Sock puppets.
Sock puppets.
No, this is Doctor Who, not early Star Trek. Yes, I realise I have just angered many people.
Fuck Star Trek.
Deal with
what they do. They're swearing in Klingon while they retreat back into their basements and stare at their costumes that they haven't been able to wear because the conventions have been cancelled.
I am a Trekkie.
Crying over a new Amazon series because it's not as good as it was meant to be.
I have been watching Picard. The first series of Picard was fantastic. Second one, a little bit too predictable, but I still enjoyed it. I did still enjoy it. So I'm interested to see where they go with a third and final one, which I should imagine is the death of Picard. The actual
problem is,
make it so.
The best Star Trek show, the best Star Trek show that has released in the last 6 years, isn't even a Star Trek show. It's the Orville.
That big green duck.
No, Orville was really good. But have you seen Below Decks? Below Decks is the best officially licensed Star Trek show in years.
Yeah, but the Orville is Star Trek in all but name.
And
it's the apparent story was that Seth MacFarlane approached NBC, who do Star Trek.
Yep.
Approached them with a show pitch. He was like, I would like to make Star Trek, please. And they're like, but you're the Family Guy dude? Like, what the fuck do you know about Star Trek? And he's like, look, here's my pitch. I don't want to be, the Enterprise. I don't want to be, the flagship of the... I want to be a ship. I want a show about a ship that goes and does stuff. The regular stuff. With regular people. Yeah. And they're like, nah, we don't like the idea that if it's Star Trek, it's got to be, it's got to be awesome. And they're like, and also we have this other pitch, which was Discovery at the time. So it was like, fine, fuck it, I'll take it somewhere else. And then went to Fox and was like, so Fox, can I? And the response back was, you're Seth MacFarlane, of course you fucking can. Here, have the money. You made Family Guy. Have some fucking money. We don't give a shit.
Well, I'm glad we're having this.
And so it expanded beyond the original picture of just a random ship, and instead he decided to just straight up make a Star Trek show.
Yeah, and it is brilliant. But I'm glad we're having this argument this week and not in 2 weeks' time, because we will have Monkey Thief standing in for Kingsy, who is a massive Trekkie. I mean, I was having a discussion.
Sorry for you so much, Alex.
I like Star Trek. Star Trek is cool.
I was having
recent Star Trek is a bit.
I was having a conversation with him, and he was trying to get me into Deep Space Nine. And he was able to reel off the name of so many episodes and recall them for exactly what happened in them. And okay, so okay, yeah, I'm a Trekkie. I ain't that bad. I'm not that bad. Just can't do it. But it's going to be fun having him on. But we won't get into a Star Trek argument with him because we're going to lose.
No, I have to.
Oh God!
No, I have to talk Trek with him. I know fuck all about Trek.
I only know the films, really. It's been that long since I've watched the series.
I watched The Next Generation, I watched Voyager, I watched a bunch of Deep Space Nine. I never watched Enterprise because I didn't like it.
Monkey Thief,
but it had the guy from Quantum Leap in that, and there's a new series of Quantum Leap coming.
There is, but
I kind of stopped watching Star Trek because other shows have my interest more.
Apparently,
I started watching Supernatural, and all the other shows just kind of like, well, you're a good show, but you don't have like two dudes with a fucking car full of guns shooting demons. So,
well, apparently Monkey Thief was reading off Memory Alpha, but he was still able to record a lot of it. So yeah, that's going to be interesting. So, but yeah, no,
that's not an actual site, by the way. That's literally he's got like 7 memory banks: Memory Alpha, Memory Beta, Memory Charlie, Memory Delta. So.
Wouldn't surprise me. Would not surprise me at all. But no, it's going to be good to have him on. Because, of course, you're stepping aside for an episode, basically because we've turned you into Krendor. So, sorry about that, by the way. Yeah, Alex, contain yourself. No, because, yeah, you're not a massive Star Wars fan. And, yeah, Obi-Wan is going to take over in 2 weeks. Sorry.
Actually, that's completely wrong. I am actually a bigger Star Wars fan than Alex.
I hate Star Wars.
Yes,
like I can't think of anything worse to put on my television than anything after the original trilogy.
So you will sit there and watch the Kardashians?
Mate, I'd happily watch the Kardashians over a franchise that I fucking loved be raped for all the joy that it even had. Yeah, Padre thing. I'm going to kill children.
Yes.
I fucking hate it.
Yes.
The originals.
Yeah, just ignore anything that wasn't the first 3. All right, the first 3 made. Because let's face it, they were
good films. The first 3 films, so episode 4, 5, and 6, are fucking wonderful.
Yes.
It's cowboys and princesses in space.
With a touch of incest.
With a touch of incest. And then
it didn't go all the way, okay? It's fine.
Then you've got the prequel trilogy, which is a political drama and 2 shite CGI films that apparently I have to watch a cartoon to enjoy. And then there was that bit in the middle where they made Rogue One, which was fucking tedious because all the characters had no soul because they were all going to die really quickly. Yep. And you had... and then they had episodes fucking A New Hope Part 2, and then I'm gonna be on a fucking planet saving animals instead of actually doing the plot of the film, and Luke Skywalker's gonna cry a bit and Han Solo's gonna cock it. And then you had dead Luke Skywalker winning everything.
So a little bit late here, but anyone who hasn't watched all of these series, major spoilers for every film, just in case you weren't.
The films have been out for years. You have no fucking excuse not to have seen or heard of them yet.
Pretty much. Westy's saying, I hope to God we get to see past Rex or Cody in Obi-Wan. You probably won't see Cody because Cody, he basically became part of Vader's fist Vader basically took the 501st Legion, what was left of it, because obviously it got split in half, and half got annihilated with Ahsoka, and the other half basically became his private battalion for the Empire, and that's where Cody remained. So yeah, Cody stayed there. I don't actually know what happened to Cody after that, so probably won't see him except in passing. So, but Rex, obviously, we know did survive, and he's actually made it all the way to the end. He was actually on Endor. In the
apparently you're being corrected in the chat. Nerd Wars.
Yes, Rex was, and so was Cody. Cody kept going back over to them, so Cody sort of flip-flopped between them. So yeah, go away, Westy. So just go away. It's not really a war with him. It's more of it's more
really well to make a series out of any sort of Imperial trooper, because their aim is usually so shit they can't hit anything anyway. So actually managing to get a series out of that is pretty impressive.
You could say they hit the mark with it as well. Sorry. No, there's no pain on Alex's face. We need to try harder.
Oh no, there is. Trust me. You look down.
The so-called terrible aim of the troopers in episode 4 was on purpose to begin with.
Yes.
And they're escaping the Death Star because they don't want to kill them so that they can escape with the tracking beacon. So that's an intentional miss there.
True.
Just to correct you.
And yes, Cody was the 212th, but he also took part in the 501st as well. So they both worked very closely together. So piss off, Westy. Just piss off.
Nerds.
Fucking Westy.
Fucking nerds.
I thought you said you'd hold your hands up when you were wrong and just accept it.
I'm not wrong. When it comes to Westy...
Worked a lot with 501st why Cody wears yellow, not blue. Or was.
Just sod off, Westy.
Nerd fight!
Excuse me while I just ban Westy.
To be honest, the Clone Wars era is not really my thing anyway. I love it, but my absolute favourite part of Star Wars was what the books behind me were, which is Legacy of the Force, which is like 20 years after Return of the Jedi.
Oh, the expanded universe that doesn't exist anymore.
I didn't give a shit. I loved it.
Monkey Thief, he couldn't have gone to be a trainer on Kamino. He was never a trainer on Kamino because Kamino basically didn't exist afterwards. So, yeah. Go away.
That's the Star Wars wiki that's saying that.
Yeah.
That's not Monkey Thief. That's the actual wiki. That's proper Star Wars nerds.
Yes, but he's...
that make that.
Yeah, but they're very much wrong now in the actual canon.
So you'll see Gorilla versus SW Wiki founders.
I can't fucking wait for this. Battle to the death.
The problem is there's been so much of Star Wars that was created and has been just cast aside by Disney.
Shitload retconned.
Yeah, so much. Absolutely so much.
Yeah. I've got 4 books here. Those 4 books are the Imperial Commando books, written by Karen Travis. She did a shitload of work making the Mandalorians what they were. And then Filoni was like, nah, I don't want that. So, but, gone now. Mandalorians are what I say they are.
Mm-hmm. Yep, pretty much.
Like she wrote a shitload about the culture of being Mandalorian and all this other cool shit. That he was like, oh, I like this, but I like what I've done better.
Oh, a bit like the British Museum.
Yeah. Yeah, he did. I mean, admittedly, he did take some stuff. She invented the Mandoar language. So whenever the Mandoar language pops up, it's stuff that she created. And then there's other little bits and pieces around, but for the most part, he just fucking dumped it all, which is what really pissed me off about the Clone Wars cartoon for a while.
Sorry, I'm just reading a comment here. I really shouldn't be reading.
Just ignore him, it's fine.
I'll ignore him.
Nerd fight.
But no,
I'm not getting involved in this with you, Westy. If you want to have a private conversation about this at another point, feel free. Right now, fuck off.
Either way, Obi-Wan out soon.
Yes, exactly. There was one game I wanted to talk about that I've been playing, 7 Days to Die, because it came out on Game Pass. Now, one of my friends who I used to play Ark with, Tina, she would go from playing Ark and take a break from Ark because you had to take a break. Same as any game that you play an awful lot, you need to take a break. I'm sure you've had that with Hollow Knight, Kingsy, that you just need to stop. You just need to stop playing. You just need to stop playing it, even if it's for a day. You just need to play something else. So, and she's
I'll play something else, then play Hollow Knight with it.
Of course you would, because you're just weird.
I currently own 7 Days to Die on Steam and have done since 2020 and haven't looked at it.
Yeah, I was playing it on console first of all, because that's what she would play it on. Because you can't. They are multiplayer, but they're not cross-compatible. So, and I thought I'd give it a try, and didn't think much of it. So I thought I'd go play it on PC. They are night and day, the games. They really are. And I recorded some screenshots. This that I'm showing now is on the PC, which I set to low to give it the best chance. The movement is so much better. There's so much more detail in the graphics and everything else, and just the world in general. And I haven't actually played a game that is so different between, say, the PC version and the console version. It is just ridiculous. If you're going to play it, do yourself a favour and play it on PC. I mean...
Unreal Engine's got nothing on this, mate.
Surely the Series X and PS5 version, if they're there, would be popped up.
No, I mean, when was the last time you saw a deer in the wild running away like that?
Sorry.
Wow.
Yeah.
Oh no.
And
Look at the fog.
yeah, it's awful.
Is that meant to be there? Like, is that an intentional
Yes.
foggy effect? Or is that just because we're
Yes.
trying to hide the things aren't rendering fog?
That's a
Both.
Silent Hill vlog if I've ever seen one. Hide everything.
Yeah, and yeah, it's just absolutely atrocious.
The hell?
And the thing is, even the movement, and yes, I know I'm comparing a controller to a mouse. So, mouse and keyboard, but I'm used to doing that because I play both. The control scheme is so much more different. The PC is so much smoother. The controller is jerky and very... And the even worse thing is, when you have to repair something that is in your hotbar on the console version, it will repair that item and then remove it from your hotbar and put it into your inventory. So then you've got to then go click on it and put it back into your hotbar. Whereas the PC one goes, oh, you want this repaired? No problem. And puts it straight back to where it was. So if you're having to repair something in the middle of a fight because you've just suddenly been swarmed by 10 or 20 zombies, you haven't got to spend the next 5 seconds trying to find where in the inventory it's put your weapon. So you can just, use it. And
Yeah, it's not marked up as series enhanced.
it's not. It's not at all.
That's mad.
It is awful. Awful on console. I don't know how anyone plays it.
Hell.
But on
I'm not
PC...
surprised. It's still a zombie game, isn't it? It's just the same old trope over and over again.
Yes, I knew you were going to say this. So, but yeah, it is an enjoyable game, and it doesn't take a great deal amount of thought to play. I've found it quite relaxing to play, well, as far as a zombie game is. I mean, the general premise is you got to level yourself up, survive, build, and every 7 days between 10 o'clock at night and 4 in the morning, a horrible huge wave of zombies comes to kill you. So, and they always know exactly where you are and will try and do anything to get to you. So, yeah.
That's Kingsy never even looking at that game.
Yep.
Damn right. Yeah.
Yes, but then again, it's got zombies in and he'd be scared of it.
I play Terraria. They have zombies in.
I'm not even.
Do it.
No.
Go on. Go on.
No.
Do it.
No,
It's a 2D game as pixel art. Yes, I know. It has zombies in it.
Yeah, and
I'm proud that you're playing Dying Light, to be honest. Like, this we've accomplished so much over the past year.
I know.
Playing that again this week
My God.
with Christian.
Oh, are you streaming that?
No, we do it privately because we're both a bunch of girls and don't want to scream live on stream.
Well, lucky for you, you get to go and watch me play. Oh, for God's sake, I don't know why I'm doing this again. I'm going to be doing Dead Space 2. And don't get me wrong, I love Dead Space 1. Dead Space 1 is a fantastic game. Doesn't overly freak me out that much. Dead Space 2, I absolutely adore, but I did a test run earlier for about 5 minutes, Now, bearing in mind, my children were next door, Laura was behind me, the curtains were open, it was 4 o'clock in the afternoon, during the day. Yeah, I jumped at least 3 times in 5 minutes.
I love Dead Space 2.
It's a fantastic game, but
Fucking adore that game.
But that game gets into my head big time.
It's a very old game, so spoilers in case you haven't played it. But it's the bit where you're on the thing, on like the tram thing, and it's coming along. Like, man, this game's been pretty bad so far. And then it continues on, and then you see the front of a ship, and it keeps going like, oh no, don't be the Ishimura.
Yep.
Don't be the Ishimura, because that's bad. That's a bad ship.
That's a bad ship.
Don't be the Ishimura. And then it feels like, oh Jesus, what the fuck? And then they're like, yeah, you have to go on there to get things. Like, nah.
Yeah.
But you want me to go back on the bad ship? Along the really big
I'm cool.
Well,
you know what? What I'll do is I'll stay here. I'll just die.
Well,
preferable.
You know when you have to walk down the tunnel because the Ishimura has just been docked and you're just about to go on it? I was there at the beginning, just walked through the door, Ishimura's there in a case of, no.
Oh,
I stood there for about 3 minutes just going, no, I don't want to go on that fucking thing. No, don't make me do this game.
I'm so looking forward to watching you play it. It's one of my favourite games. I think I've streamed it twice.
Although it has one of the best bits that makes me laugh in it. It's when you're looking through a pane of glass and there's a woman and something happens to her. I'm not going to say because if you've never seen it, you will see it on my stream and I will be laughing my ass off. Oh my god, that was just so fucking funny. I know, I'm sick, I'm twisted, but I just found that hilarious.
So, they're doing the remake.
Yep.
First one remake's coming out next year. January, I think was the date.
Yeah.
Have you watched any of the YouTube videos of their stuff they've been putting out?
Nope, nothing.
They're really, really good. One of the ones recently was about their environmental effects, so like all the sparks and the steam and everything. Like all their fog effects are all 3D simulated. So like if a necromorph busts through a bunch of fog, all the fog moves around it. When the gravity gets turned off, the sparks stop dropping. They just go out because there's no gravity. There's lots of cool stuff like that. I haven't watched it yet, but there's one about the environment, and I saw a comment mention that, the necromorph vents. Like, there's a vent. The particular design of vent is in the wall, and you're like, that's where the bad guy's coming from. Better keep an eye on that. They're gone.
Oh,
there's no longer... well, that's the thing. They're still going to come out the wall, but there's no longer that very visually distinctive, this is where the bad guys come from thing.
Oh, God.
Yeah. So they're amping it up a bit. It's no longer a case of you walk into a room, scan around, and you're like, okay, right, well, when I press that button, there's going to be a guy come out of that one, a guy come out of that one, and probably something out of that one on the ceiling. Instead, it's, well, I'm going to press that button, and...
something's going to happen.
I mean, surely they're going to come out exactly the same places.
No.
This game is rebuilt from scratch.
Oh, so it's not just a reskin, like making.
No, it's a remake rather than a remaster.
Okay. So
I'm going into it blind.
They're going to keep it as true to the original as possible, but they are going to make changes where it makes sense to make changes because the game at this point is like over a decade old.
Yeah. Still so good.
Yeah, so there's things like I said, like they're changing sort of where the enemies bust out from, and they're doing a few other bits and pieces. I'm gonna get all of the achievements in it again because I did that for the first one.
Well, as long as they're doing it being true to the original, i.e. the first 1 and 2, fine. As long as they're not going for the third, I'm okay. Because
they're only remaking the first one. My guess is, depending on how well that goes and how well it sells, they might maybe redo the second one.
Well, I will be buying
the third.
If they redo the third, it will be an updated.
Or they're gonna
back to core gameplay of 1 and 2 kind of thing.
Yeah, they'd have to rip it completely apart because number 3 as a Dead Space game was fucking awful. It was absolutely awful.
Single player or did you play it co-op though?
I played it. I played it all in single, and it was goddamn awful. but from talking to you and a few other people, as a co-op game, it was brilliant. But as a horror Dead Space game, it sucked.
I hated Dead Space 3. I bought it the day it came out, and I was so fucking hyped for it. Mm-hmm. And I remember getting through the first part, and then like on the snowy planet, and then getting to the next thing, and being like, "I'm done. You can be banned."
Thank you very much.
No worries.
I was about to ban him, but yep.
We're all about the ban.
But I played through the third one because I played with DJM Gaming's, because he was like, "You need to play it co-op, and you need to be the guy who's not Isaac."
Yeah.
And I was like, "Why?" And he was like, "You genuinely need to play it with me. I've done it before. I'll be Isaac. You be the other guy." And the game changes. Well, so on one screen you'll see boxes, and on the other screen, like on my screen, I was at a birthday party. I was walking through a corridor, and there was like presents and big statues and stuff, and things pop up like Jack in the Boxes popping up and scaring the shit out of me. And he was like, "Why do you keep freaking out?" And he had to load up my stream to see what I was looking at, because I was shitting bricks, and he was like, "There's nothing happening."
Right, in that case, I'm going to choose through 2. I'm going to start streaming it probably either next week or the week after. Do you fancy going through and running me through Dead Space 3?
Oh, I will happily go through it again, because I want to see somebody else react to it.
Yeah,
because
I'd happily do it. I've never done Dead Space 3 co-op.
You two do it. That'll be even better if you two do it.
Oh, yeah, we can do that, Bunny. We can split it between our channels. That'll be no problem. PC? Can your PC take it?
I would have to check.
Okay, if not, you'll have it on Xbox, won't you?
Yeah.
So, I've got it on Xbox as well, so that's not a problem. We'll sort it out another bit. Yeah. So, but anyway, we have been going for an hour and 45. So, and considering our aim on this was about an hour, and both times we have missed the mark massively. So
bring it down next time.
I thought the aim was 2 hours.
Oh, I thought the aim was 2 hours.
Hour to hour and a half.
Yeah, that's
preferable.
That's what we were going for. But you know what? We're just going to do this, and it can do what it wants. If we're here for talking for half an hour because we've got nothing to talk about, fine. If we're here for 2 hours, fine. But if we do ever go over, say, the 2 hour mark, which you never know, because something really interesting might have happened in our lives.
We'll do some heavy editing on the audio.
We'll do some heavy editing on the audio, and we'll actually even take a break. But yeah, no, we're going to try and keep it under 2 hours because, well, yeah, we all have got to go to bed at some point, and for some reason we decided to do this at 8 o'clock at night, probably because 3 of us have children. Yeah, children, and Runlet has a very busy schedule of going out and partying and ripping Newcastle a new one every night.
The last night was the first night I've been out in a while.
I know.
And I bought 3 drinks and had many bought for me, and I have spent the entire day feeling horrendous because of it. But it was such a good night.
Yeah, Monkey Thief is saying, all I can say now is very unlikely that episode 3 of the C.O.G Cast will be under an hour and a half. Probably. So, because I have a feeling we could carry on going if we really wanted to.
I'm going to say the same thing to you, Monkey Thief, that Gorilla says all the time. He has a mute button, and he can just mute you whenever he feels like it.
And he does.
I can, but have I ever muted you yet?
No, because I haven't said something stupid yet.
What, would you care to say something stupid? Like you did on Friday night, which I have forgiven you for?
That wasn't stupid though, that was just accurate.
What did you say on Friday?
So blackface.
Sorry, I didn't catch that, Kingsy. What did you say? No, nothing? Nothing?
No, nothing at all. Black Fail Society.
Let's get this wrapped up, kiddies.
Right, Kingsy, seeing as you're not going to be with us next time, tell us what you're going to be doing over the next 2 weeks. So
next 2 weeks, Streaming wise, it's going to be Bug Snacks until I finish it because I'm enjoying playing it. It's a really chilled out game. Real life wise, lots of football. I'm even playing at an actual proper football stadium next Tuesday, which is going to be pretty mint. And Ian Holloway, if that means anyone to anyone here, is going to be my manager.
Oh, very nice.
So that's going to be fun.
Very nice, mate. Well done on that, and well done on your weight loss, because you've actually now hit your target, haven't you?
Yeah, I've lost 40 kilograms of weight, 30% of my body weight.
That was what since last September, was it?
Since last August. August time. So it's been about 9 months.
Well done, mate.
To get my target, yeah.
Well done. Very, very proud of you. Hopefully I can follow suit, because I kind of need to lose a little bit. So, I mean, I'm going to be 39 tomorrow. I've got a year to lose it before I hit 40. So yeah, I kind of need to. Bunny, what are you going to be doing over the next 2 weeks?
I've got some stuff going on in my personal life. So I was going to try and start streaming some more, but I might not have the time. I'll see what's going on. But if I do stream, it will probably be Forza Horizon or Destiny, because I really need to grind out Guardian games over the next week or so, because it's the new season the week after.
Well, if you're going to play, just turn your camera on. Just go live, mate.
What I'm tempted to do, because it's just me and the kids for some of it.
Yes.
So we'll just see how it goes. And once they're in bed, it's basically free for me anyway.
Yeah, I will be giving you a bell or two over the next week or so. So, yeah. And we can catch you where? If you're going to be streaming?
Battery Rabbit 2 on Twitch.
And Kingsy, I forgot to ask you, where can we find you? For the people that are listening and can't read your name underneath your lovely, beautiful face.
So, surprisingly, it's still at Twitch. Bleach Kingsy on Tuesdays nights from about 7ish, sometimes earlier, and Sundays it will probably be from around 10 a.m, if not earlier.
God, I don't know how you do that. I have no idea how you stream that.
It's 5 a.m. in the morning because I have kids.
Yeah. Well, that's the thing is, I'd happily stream like a Sunday morning or something, but, well, not the Sunday, so that's my laying day, but like a Saturday morning or something, but I'd have to involve the child, and playing the game with the child is difficult.
Yeah, tell me about it.
Yeah.
Runlet. Well then, your turn.
Hi. So I'm taking Thursday off because I'm going to be in Milton Keynes. So I'm going to be streaming Monday, Wednesday, probably most of Friday because I've got the day off, and a bit on Sunday, I think. And we're going to be playing Life is Strange True Colors this week because people like watching me cry when I play video games, apparently. Like, they all watched me cry when I played The Walking Dead Season 1, and they all watched me cry when I finished Final Fantasy VII Remake, and now they're going to watch me cry playing a really emotional game that's designed to make you cry. So yeah, that's going to be fun, right?
Yes. Yes, I'll be watching it.
It's going to be fun because the
And
game
it will be
just great.
And it will be genuine tears. It won't be like, oh my God, I'm scared tears. It'll be like, holy shit, this is depressing tears. So if that's your jam, I will be live from 7 p.m. on Monday.
And your Twitch channel is?
Twitch.tv/Runlet.
Well, there you go. As for me...
What about you?
As for me, tomorrow I may be a little bit drunk while playing some more South Park as I try and work my way out of Mr. Slave's rectum. I'm not entirely sure how I ended up in there, and just it's South Park. Don't question it. It's that pushing the boundaries. Tuesday, I can't remember what the hell I'm doing. I really can't. Wednesday, I'll be over on Bloodstock. Thursday, I will be streaming something. I have no idea what the hell it's gonna be. I might start Dead Space. Oh, I know what I'm doing Tuesday. I'm playing Fable. I'm going to start playing Fable Anniversary. Thank you very much for that, by the way, Runlet. So,
have
and
you played it before?
I've played all the Fables. Yes.
I was going to say.
Long time ago. Long time ago. So, and then Friday, I'll be doing my music stream. All my streams start about 8 o'clock. I might even throw a couple of day ones in. And unsurprisingly, you find me on Twitch at Ferris Gorilla. So if you type in fairest, I'm the 3rd ranked fairest person now on Twitch, which I'm very happy about because I had to find my channel name the other day while we were streaming for Primordial, and I just typed in fairest, and I can now find myself in the list. I'm very happy. So,
I mean, to be fair, if you're here already, you know exactly where his channel is.
Yeah, it's quite easy to find him when you're already here.
yes, except unless you're listening to the audio version of this, then you're not.
But it's going to be too late by that point.
Yeah, at that point, like you'll have finished table and it's all done.
Yeah.
Yes, but then again, we were recommending games for people to go out and get when we're not going to release the audio version yet that have clearly expired. In fact, they're expired now, so there you go. That's something we're going to have to sort out going forward. Can someone link Bunny Rabbit again, please? Yes, we can. There is Bunny Rabbit. So, and I really need to know what you want for me to say when I give out your name, because currently it's just check out Bunny Rabbit, whereas
I never got to decide what you were going to say with my name, and
yeah, but I don't know what to say for him. It's check out the man with all the have a nice, Mr. Runlet.
Just check out as well.
Yes, I need to talk to you as well. Okay, I'm getting
special.
there. Yeah, well, yours was easy.
Why don't you just say bounce on over to Bunny?
because I wouldn't say bounce, I'd say hop.
That's fine too.
There you go. That's already done. Job done.
I don't know.
So yeah. Anyway,
For Kingsy just put check out this twat.
Yeah, I was going to say something like that, or check out this dickhead, or something like that.
Yeah, no, all the links are currently in the chat for all of our channels. Just go give us a follow, see what we do. We don't tend to stream at the same times. Sometimes a little bit of crossover, but yeah. So we're always about, and if you can always want to talk to us or just give us abuse, come join the Discord. So link is in here. The link will obviously be with all the audio bits wherever you find them. Blah 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 blah. That's going to be sorted out. In fact, I really need to do that soon, very soon. Don't worry, I did make sure I actually pulled the VOD the other day, so I do actually have a copy of this, so it doesn't get lost in the ether.
Nice.
So I did think that far ahead. So thank you. Anything anyone wants to add before we all go away for another 2 weeks?
4 weeks for me.
Yep. Anything?
Be kind to people.
Yeah.
Don't be a dick.